Thank you very much. All right. So just for the sake of this recording, just rewind, just a quick recap. So first week class, it's all about basics. So we learned about what is RPA and variables and arguments. So everybody had some assignments and everybody able to do well. And this week we'll be talking about data manipulation. So mainly data manipulation, while we are dealing with a lot of applications, we give extract of, data from one application and convert into some usable format and give it to another application. It can be either a database or any kind of application. So we are going to see how we are going to automate this data manipulation. Like we are going to manipulate the data and we are going to convert the data. So convert data into usable format. So that is called the data manipulation definition. So basically we have 4 primary functions. So first of all, we need to extract the data from any application. Today my keyboard is quite weird. I'm using it too much. Okay, so the first is extracting the data. And 2, we may extract data which is already existing data, or we may use some new data. So we may add some new data before we manipulate, or we can call this as well as a manipulation, or we will remove unwanted data. And finally, it is changing existing data. So mainly for these 4 primary functions, we need to understand what is data manipulation. And by extracting the data, I mean, it can be any application. We are going to grab the data from that application and we are going to add few data or remove some unwanted data and change the existing data, which means kind of a calculations. So we do all these kind of manipulations and then we pass it on to the other applications or store it in the database or store it in the Excel. So all these primary functions. So it comes in different formats, all the data. So it can be either a string or it can be an integer, or it can be any other kind of data types. So we will see all these different formats. So first of all, it is string. We got string, boolean, number, date, time, generic value is one type of data type in UiPath. And we have collections. In collections, we got arrays, lists, and dictionaries. So in string, so by string, you know, it is the characters or words, so that we extract from applications and we manipulate on the data, right? So we got concat. Concat is concatenation. So joining, concatenating 1 or 2 or 3 like 3 chunks of data together. So that is called concat. And contains, like in some cases, we need to check if there is a string contains in sentences or finding an invoice number in a PDF. So we use the contains like that. And in format, so we are used to format like in the Word applications or any PDF applications, like we need to format in certain way so that increase the font size or decrease the font size, or we need to change the position of the text. So those are called format. And replace is we replace with one text with another text in many cases so that we get the correct data. So we do replace and we do index of. Index of is like it starts from the 0 and it go till anywhere. So if you need to find if a specific string occurs in a specific position, then it will be easy for us to grab that text. For example, invoice number is coming after a certain character like colon or is, something like that. So you can grab that value successfully if you know the index of. And substring is very similar like that. So you know the substring like a string within another string. So if you know the position, so you can easily grab the characters if you know the substring values. So for example, in the substring value, a substring of 0,3 of this substring is sub s, or 0,2 is sub s. And split, you can split into specific sentences or a specific group of characters, several characters. What is talking? Yeah, so I talked about split. So between two characters, there can be a space or a colon or something. So you can split those things. And join is joining a group of characters again. So we call that a String.Join, and we give some, there is some specific format. So we can see one by one. So I'll open UiPath just to start working on this. First, we will look into string, and then we'll go to other types. Bear with me until I open the data UiPath. So first of all, we create a new process. So I give this the name as string exploring string options. Create. Okay. So first of all, to create a string, we need a variable creator, and that variable should be of data type string. So for that, we need to give Control K from here, or you can create a variable, say, like I say, input text. And the input text says, welcome to, right? So this is one text. And there will be similarly other text as well. So I put company name, creating another variable. And I say to automate anything. Right, if you see the variable, so by default, it has been created as a string, and you can find the scope is sequence. So to join these two, so I told the first one is the concat. So I use another assign and create as output text. Now I'm going to concat these two string. So for that, I use the command or the format like string. I need to give a string.concat. This is the syntax of this command, and I need to give so there is the first string is input text, comma, company name. Does that work? So it says string.concat input text, comma, company text. So that is what I've given. So now I can write in a command or write line. So I think message box is better, so that we get string. So now I run the program. It says to automate anything, to automate anything. So which means this is not correct. So I think I did some mistake in the output text. So we need to verify that. I need to give input text here. Sorry, my keyboard today is not responding as expected. Okay, so you got welcome to automate ending. So this concat is done. So this will be done in certain scenario where you need to combine two strings for us, the invoice name and the invoice number, or any other practical scenarios that you can think of. So this will be sometimes useful in conveying the messages in a message box or in a log messages. So even in the log message, we used to log all the invoice number or something. So it will be useful there in mainly in the logs section. So now the next one is it contains, right? So for that we need a bigger string, contains. So contains is like it will tell you either it is true or false. So it is a Boolean value. The output is the Boolean. So String.Contains in that string anything. So I'll put as another assign as set. I'll use the same output text itself, so we can play around with that. So String.Contains So I put the company name dot contains like automate. So if the automate is there in that company name, then it is true. Yeah, so I told the output is a Boolean value. So I have a string, so I need to change this to a Boolean. Right now the error has been vanished. So now let me run and check the message box what it is. The message says true. So you can verify these kind of scenarios in an invoice or in a chunk of text. So verifying a text and it says true, you can take certain action on it. So if the value is true, you can take a decision. If it is not true, then you can take another decision. So you can use in those kind of scenarios. And we got string.replace. So string.replace, string.split. So you know the replace similarly, like you replace with one string and you're with another string. So I'll give you the syntax of this, so that you can easily find do that as part of your assignments. So
will the syntax differ based on the language that is selected?
So syntax, yeah, so we are using either VB or C#, so it's mostly the same. Yeah, it not much change in UiPath.
Yeah, the basic ones.
Yeah, it will be yes,
Okay.
it's very similar. Most of the language almost follow the same. So we follow the .NET or VB.NET structure, C# or VB.NET structure.
Yeah.
So you can also refer to the MSD and Microsoft library or websites. So you get all this information there as well. So here this is String.Concat. Some variable one, V1 is variable 1, comma V2, right? So we have concatenated to string, and second is String.Contains. String.Contains str some variable 1, I put it as variable 1. And next is like String.Format, right? You can format certain strings. So you need to give the format string first, the string that needs to be formatted, and you can give the variables next. So V1, V2, or V3. So you can give n number of variables and you can put the format string. So we can see one example on that as well. 4 is replace. String.replace. So string to be replaced, comma new value. So the value to be replaced in the first and the new value in the next. So these are all you can do as part of your homework. Next is string. So here I means it's not string in the replace. It is variable. Okay, string variable. Here also it's string variable. String variable. So replace, I told about replace. Now I'm talking about index. So index of. So index of, we need what is the correct index of that particular character. So I put it as a search character. It's a search character. And next is split. So this is the most important one. You may get few questions in the exam RPA associate on this one. So string variable dot split, right? So the split is very important. So we are just mentioning the split character. Split character. And we need to give the character as well. So it may be a space or a dot or a comma or a colon or any special variable. So that is, I call it as a character C, right? So what it does, so if I am giving as a space, then the split character, if I am, for example, the split character, if I give a space, then the split becomes the variable of 0, right? And the character becomes the variable of 1, right? So this is very important because it has a space in between. So just for example, but we will do one example on this one and the format as well, right? And finally, it's a String.Join. It's very similar to Concat. And the only difference is we can use collection variable here, like list or something, so which you will be seeing in the next section. So I put the separator, right? So there is a separator in the join and then the collection variable. Collection variable, right? So these are all the string operations. So back to one example. So here I have told that what is that? Format string, right? Yeah, format string. So what I have instead of the output, so I create one format string in the assign. Okay. Format string, right? So I want to format certain string in a format. So I copy a text from somewhere and give it here. So this is how a text look like. So this is the format template that I am giving. So good evening, I want to tell this 0 and 1. So the 0 is going to be filled with one variable and 1 with another variable, right? So that is what we are going to see. So in the next assign, what I am going to is the output text. So the output text I change back to the string and that and give it as output string. So here I need to give string.format. I need to give the format string first and the output output text next. And I mention the so format string dot format. In the string.format, I will give the format string, which brings the value. Good evening. I give another string, everyone, and come on. Next is good evening, everyone, and everybody. Yeah, still throws some error from string to integer. Okay, see the output is still in this integer. Okay, so now I write a message and I give the output text. Right now I run the program. So it says, good evening, everyone and everybody. So I gave two patterns, like two position of strings in 0 and 1. In the 0, it is everyone, and in the 1, it is everybody. So this is what string.format. So another one I told is, so let it be everyone and everybody. So if okay, so I want to check the split, right, in the split operation. So that is what I told. So I need some bigger string. I need to copy a bigger string. I will copy this, convert data into usable format. So I give the format string as this one. And now I'm going to split it. So in the next assign, output text. So here, since I'm going to split, it is going to store in an array because it's an array of string, right? So I need to change array of string. So yeah, here anybody have any doubts, you can ask, because it is some important concept. So since I'm going to play around with a string of values, which is mainly characters, I take it as string. So if I'm dealing with numbers, then I put the array of numbers. So similarly, you can choose your data type. So it's predominantly it's going to be the string or the numbers. That's why I tell both, right? So here I'm going to take string. So the output text is of the format of the variable type, it's system.string of array. Right here, I put the format string dot split. So I told the syntax as in the split, it is split character C, right? Yeah, so I'm going to put split. I'm going to split with a space and then give C. So I'm going to split with the character space. So that is what this syntax means. So, and then you can put to display the item for each item in the output text. Output text, you can write line. So write line the item, right? So which means I'm going through each of the item in this array and going to print that so that we understand it is split correctly. So now I run this program, debug this one, right? Convert. So the first item is convert data into usable format. So it's a single output text. It has changed format string. It has changed into all different items. So this kind of scenario will be useful when you are extracting data from a PDF file or an email, and you want to store it in a variable and then make use of that items that you have extracted. So yeah, depends on your scenario, you can use it, but it is the most widely used string operation, the split and the concat as well. Yeah, the split will be mostly used everywhere. So because if you are dealing with the data manipulation, yeah, without using a split option, we cannot perform. Right. So these are all the string operations, the important string operations that we need so far. So the next is.
Sorry, Rajneesh, just a question.
Yeah. Yes, please.
In the exam, are we actually required to know a specific set of functions?
Yeah. You want, okay. So you want to know what function will be asked in the question in the exam?
Yeah. What kind of like libraries do we need to know about that may come in the exam?
Okay, so this exam, we cannot tell there will be anything specifically asked, but it will be all scenario based. So for example, they will give one example in the split operation, right? So they will give a text and they will ask if I'm using the split with the character space, so how many items will be generated. So basically it will have some 5 words. So how many words will be, the options will be 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if it is 5 words, then you need to write the 5. So similarly, they will be asking for other data types as well, integer or any other variables as well. So it will not be a very straightforward question straight away, like what is the data type, or no, they don't do that, but it will be of scenario type. So they give the scenario and give the answer, but you straight away know by the answer because it's only one correct answer is there. So you can ignore all the 3 incorrect answers and select it.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. In the exam, are we gonna have like an instance of UiPath Studio open, or it's just like a closed book exam?
It's a closed book exam.
Okay.
In fact, closed studio as well. There you cannot open any other application other than the exam portal. So yeah,
Okay.
if you do, like, we will be disqualified from the exam, and it's a proctored. Someone will be monitoring from in the camera, so you'll be always monitored throughout the exam. We are not supposed to talk or seek help. So you are not supposed to keep any laptops or any notes or anything nearby. So it will be all scenario based proctored exam.
All right. Thanks for that.
No worries. So Ajita, what is your question?
Not the question, Rajneesh. Can you increase the zoom size of the UiPath Studio because it is too small. We can't see what you are typing.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah.
And moreover, in the recording itself, in the first recording, while practicing the things also, we can't see actually. So that would be helpful for us.
Excellent. Good point raised. Thanks, Ajita. So I'll change this. Is it visible now in the only the main?
Now, yeah. And
Okay.
one more question. Just now I have seen here multiple assign also. So you have used individual assign, right? Can't we use that multiple assign box?
You mean, are you asking can't we use multiple assign?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use. Of course, you can use. Yeah, if you need to use multiple assign statements, yeah, it really makes sense to use that activity instead of this. So since I'm going step by step, I'm using one by one assign. Yeah, thanks for bringing that point. It may be another question as well. So we got multi-assign. So instead of doing one assign, you can like add all this into this single assign. Thank you, Achita. All right. So that's it about the string operation. All right. So next is list. So list, it is used mainly to add to collection. It is one of the collection, first of all. So what are the other type of collections? So dictionary is also one type of collection. Right. So list is one type of collection, and there will be different types of list. So within the list also there will be different type of data types. A list of string, a list of integer. So the main advantage over string is, so list can use multiple data types. So within one list you can have multiple types of data types, but in string you cannot do that, but in list it is allowed. So you can add to the list, add to the collection, remove from the collection. We can check if a particular item, if it is available in the collection. Also, we can clear the collection in case if we have done all our operations. So finally, we clear the collection so that we start right again. Let me check if there is some message. Yes, yeah, I'll be sharing the notes. Okay. So we are talking about the list operations. Also, we're like in some cases, like we used to deal with date operations as well. So you can use list also in that case while dealing with, if the date is a huge list of dates that you need to deal with from an Excel sheet or something, you can create list and add it, the date type of list also you can do it there. And yeah, so different types of data, mainly from Excel or database, you can simply handle. So I'll try to create an example and we will work on a list. So we saw string so far. Now we can start with a list. Let me wait. Please wait. I'm opening the UI path. So already I created string. Now it is list operations. I'm going to explore it. Okay, so to create a list, so first of all, I drag a sequence and just name it list operations.
Please increase the title.
Oh, sorry, can you be a bit louder, please?
Please increase the zoom size. No?
Oh, okay. Thanks for reminding again and again. I usually forget. Okay, is this visible? Okay, I think it's visible. So I create a variable called Australian cities. Okay, so in this example, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a list of cities, Australian cities, and other world cities as well, and then join all these together, right? So, you know, the variable type is list, right? So you need to search for list and go to this system.collections.generic, as it is one of the collection item. So you need to give this list. Okay, it does not allow me to add when you type this for the first time. So you need to select what type of list it is. So I'm telling it as string. So I'm going to create a list of string. Right. So when you create a list of string, it's mandatory. We need to initialize this string. So to initialize that, so I can give it as new list. So new list, and in the bracket, I need to give of what type of variable it is. So it is string. So this is the type of initialization that we need to do. So other than that, you can also add all the items in your list from here. So which is you need to give from, right? So it should from the this in the bracket, you can give it as like Sydney and Perth, Adelaide, Darwin, enough. Yeah. So we got all these Australian cities. And in another variable, I create like other world cities. This is the same as well. It is list of string. I can use the same. And here I copy and paste the same, but the cities will be different. So I give us Singapore. So city and country as well. Delhi. Is it not a city? Chennai. What else? Give it as yeah, that is enough. So I go to cities. So now what I can do is I can even join more cities. So using String.Join method as well. So in the last thing we saw, there is a String.Join method. If you want to add more string, you can add. In list also you can add. So we'll see few list operations here. So I choose the invoke method. So here I choose string, and the target is Australian cities. And here I just want to. So here, first of all, I'm going to sort the cities, right? So I have all the cities here in the Australian cities. So now I'm going to sort. So sort, just type sort here. So in the modifiers, so in the invoke method, I given the target type. System.collections.generic. No, I think I choose the wrong invoke method. Yeah, and the method name, yeah, let me try it once again. Australian cities, sort, and the target type is null. Yeah, it is working. Yes, method name. So now I need to write this and see how it works. Australian cities dot to string. So let me run this and see how it goes. Yeah, so basically what you saw is it is not writing directly, right? So it will not work in that way because it is not a string. So it is a list, right? So we need to convert into something using the string.format. So that is what I told. So we cannot write it directly. So we need to use like String.Join, and then I give this variable Australian cities. Now what it will do is it will use this comma. I have used the comma and it just join and write it. Yeah, so you make, I am not sure if it is visible, but sorry, I couldn't help. I am not able to, increase the size of that. So maybe what I will do, I will write a message. So in this case, message box help because you can see it, it is visible. So I just debug it. And it says Adelaide, Darwin. So it is sorted. You can also sort in both order. So next is the reverse. So if I want to write this in a reverse list, so what I will do is I need to again invoke this method, right? And I just write a reverse. You can just refer to the Microsoft a document for all this method name. There are even more methods available. So you can just find it out. What are the other operations that you can do here in the invoke method. So this is one reverse. Yeah, so it writes in this format. Not sure it is the correct reverse. Yeah, so it's the first time it is because it's sorted first and then it is reverse. Sorry, sorry. It's my mistake actually. No, it didn't work correct. So first I sort and then I reverse the cities. It should be in the reverse order, right? So descending order. So now the Sydney comes first and Adelaide goes last. So it is kind of a descending order, it works. Also, you can do other operations as well, like you can, this is a collection as I told, so you can add to the collection or the remove from the collection. So we'll remove from the collection now because already we add to the collection. So we write collection, remove from collection. We need to give the collection name, which is the Australian cities, and the item you need to give the correct item name, otherwise you will get some exception. So I give Sydney, right? So yeah, so the type argument is important, so you need to give string. And now you can write the String.Join Australia cities in a message box. So now we cannot see this city Sydney no more in the Australian cities. Oh, did I do it correctly? Oh, sorry. It's removed from collections. Yeah. So now is the message box. It's Perth, Melbourne. So you cannot see Sydney. So I have removed that from the collection. So is there anything else I'm missing? So add to collection, you know, you can try it as a homework. You can add to collection and see if it is working. Also clear the collection, that is also your homework. And collection exists in collection, that is another important thing. So exists in collection, right? So I said this is important because we'll be checking for a few items if it is there in the store. So if it is a supermarket, we just check if that item is available, right? So it will be in the collection, so we check if that item is available. Then if it is not available, then we need to take some decision. So here I give Melbourne. M-E-L-B-O-U-R-N, yeah, correct. So I give this string, and now I am checking exist in collection, right? So what the output will be, it is a Boolean. So when you are checking exist in collection, so we need to check the next if it exists, right? So what I need to do in the result, so I'm going to save it in a variable. So available, right? So in the next one, I check if it is available. So I can take if statement or something. So if available, then I do something. If not, I do something else, right? So write a message box if available. Yeah, just a message box if available, otherwise there will not be a message box. So I show else, you can take another action as well. So here, so if it is not available, then you can do something here. If it is available, then I display the Australian cities. So Melbourne is definitely available, so I'm expecting the message box to occur. Got two message box so far. Yeah, so this is the third message box. You saw it worked fine, right? So now you saw about list, right? So this is how you work. You can relate with the different projects or different real-time scenarios where you can automate these kind of things. Like I told, in a supermarket, you can think other example as well, a bookshelf, a library, or anything else you can relate with, and you can make use of this list and string, both of them there, and you can come up with your own project. So that is one assignment that you can take from this. So we're combining the list and the string, so you come up with your own scenario and then create a project, a small project. So I leave that to you. So do you expect more example on this list? So if so, I can go for one more example. Otherwise, we take a break and then come back. So let me know if you want. I can I'm ready to give more example. Hi all, welcome back.
Hey.
Hey. So any questions before I start? Okay, are you able to see the screen?
Yes,
Yep,
yes,
showing
Rajesh.
dictionary.
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct. Dictionary. So this is another important topic, right? In UI path. So when you are slowly progressing to the advanced level, so you will be mostly using this dictionary in the RE framework, and in most of the complex example we use dictionary. So we need to know about this. But for foundation level, yes, you need to know this what it is, but you will not be using that much. But it's good to know the theoretical idea just to answer how it works, right? So similar to any other collection, so this also has these main methods, which is add to collection and remove from collection. So it mainly operates on a concept called a key and value pair. So for each key, so there will be one or multiple values. So we use key to access those values, right? So let me bring up the screen. From dictionary. So similar to list, so here also we are going to invoke that method. So I'll be using that invoke method activity. So before that, I just name it as dictionary. As a best practice, you will be giving for each and every sequence its corresponding name, right? Then only it will be easy for you to identify. So next, this is the same invoke method. So the target type is null, and you need to create a target object, so which is the dictionary. So in this case, I'll create a variable called name and department. So let me create Control K and create that name and department. So from there I create, but all I need is a dictionary. So I change this variable type, browse for the type and search for dictionary. Right, so here is the key and the value pair. So in the key, I give string, right? And in the value also I give string. You can change to int or anything. So just to start with, so I just give it as a string, but you can certainly explore other options as well and see how it works. So as usual, like for other for the list, we have created the new list like that. So for similarly for dictionary also, we need to initialize the dictionary, which is a new dictionary of string and string. So I selected the string and string as the variable type key and value pair. So similarly, I give that. So if we are able to do that, then yeah, so it is clear. The dictionary is created. The dictionary is initialized. So now I want to add items to the dictionary. For that, I choose the method add. So this method will add values. So in the type, so as a parameter, so you can see the parameters there here. So as of all, I have only initialized the method. I did not give any values. So how do we pass in the values? So click on the parameters and you see the collection of values. So here you can define the values. So first of all, it's going in. So it's by default, it is giving string. So you can give some values. So here I choose my name and I give some department as title. Right. So now the error has gone because I have provided the parameters. So now if I execute, it will be adding to the dictionary. So I give a message to display what I have added in the dictionary, right? So I give a message. So as I told, we need to give the key, right? So I need to find the department now. So in order to find the department, so I will give in the dictionary name. So in the dictionary name, I just want to find the department of a person who is Rajnish. So dot toString. So if I give this, it will fetch my department. So I'm giving a key and getting the value. Right now the department is IT. Similarly, you can imagine if there is a lot of data and you find the value based on the key, you can do that. The value can be stored in a config file or an orchestrator. So don't be worried if you don't know orchestrator. So we'll learn about that. So generally we store all our values in the orchestrator assets. And we, so we can find it there as well. So mainly in the config file, we define all the values. So this is just a concept. So you know what is a dictionary. It has a different type of variable type, a key and a value pair. It can be of any other variable type as well. And you need to initialize the dictionary to make it work. And you have different methods like add, reverse, or I don't think reverse. So remove. So add to collection and remove from collection. So those are the main two types of dictionaries. Only that is enough for you to understand in dictionary. So this regex topic is quite advanced. I will take you later during the course, not today. So we have done with the dictionary now. So since we have done with the dictionary, I'm just thinking about like giving one more example in the dictionary, so which may be helpful. Yeah. So just thinking about the cricket example. So in the cricket, like there is winners in every year, and we just want to find if a winner is there, then it will count the how many times a country has won the World Cup. For example, Australia has won like 3 or 4 times the Cricket World Cup. So we are interested in find the number of times a country has won. So I have some data somewhere. So let me bring it. So this is the data I have. So I'm going to define a new dictionary of integer and string from the year and the country name. So this is the country that won the World Cup in 1975, 79 West Indies, 85 India, and up to 2019 England. So we have this data. So with this, we will construct a dictionary and find how many times each country has won the World Cup, right? So this is one typical example. So create, or I can make use of the same. I create another sequence. Make it cricket example. Right, and I create one variable called, click on the cricket example and create one variable called winners, right? And in the winners, I select the dictionary of a key value pair and choose one as integer and the other as a string. Key is the year and the string is the country name. And now I paste the entire value here, which means the dictionary is initialized and it is having all the values now, right? So now I'm going to go through each of these winners, right, and see if the winner count. So using the key, I'm going to check if the key is there, then I'm going to increase the winner count. If it is not there, then I'm going to yeah, so yeah, we'll see in the program. So first of all, we will choose the for each. So for each item, right? So in the item, I put winner, the winner count, winners dot values, right? Because I'm going to find the value, or I will be giving the queue and finding the value. And one more thing is I create another variable called winner count. Right, that is again, it's a dictionary of a string, because I'm going to count the country name, so it is going to be a dictionary again. Dictionary, so first is the country name, which is a string, and the count, which is integer. And I want to initialize this dictionary as well. So new dictionary of string and int. Now what I'm going to do is I drag the if statement. And type winner count dot contains. If the winner count contains the key of winner, if there is a winner, then I'll be assigning it something. So the winner count of winner, which is the country, right? So the winner count it is saying winner count object to string. Let me check if the for each. So this is not an object, right? I'm dealing with a string of values. So this I need to change to string so that, sorry again, this is not visible for someone. Sorry guys. Sorry Ajita. So I need to increment this winner count, right? The count of that winner, which is winner of count plus 1. In the else part, if there is no winner, what I will do another invoke method and add the winner count. So it will check for each winners in the values. So first it will take West Indies and this one, West Indies will come first. It will check for West Indies. Yes, it is there. So it will add. So now the winner of West Indies will be 1. The count will be 1. So then second time the West Indies comes here. So now it will increment again to 2. Right, so the third time India comes, so it will add 1. So similarly, it will keep on going. So the very first time it comes, so it will add to the winner count. So in the winner count, I need to do something, right? So I need to create something here in the string, which is the winner. And here in the integer, I need to add 1. So every time there is a winner count, I will be adding just 1. Right. So with this, the winner count will have, so once this loop is executed, what will happen is to the winner count is the winner count will have the dictionary with all the country name and the total number of winnings against them. So Australia, it is 3 or 4, West Indies, it is 2, like that. So once this loop is executed, so by default, if it checks to the winner count, if there is any winner for Australia, if it is not there, it will add to the winner count. It will keep on adding to the winner count until it sees a winner there. Right, so that is how it works. So now I need to output this loop, right? And for that, I will just assign a write line. The winners are right. So now what I do for each. And now I need to go through each of this item or each of this winner, let me say. Winner, each of the winner in the winner count. And let me put if the winner, this is the capital winner. The winner dot value is greater than 1. Then I write write line statement. This is a string.format, winner key and winner value. Winner is the problem. Okay, I got it. So again, here it is not the object. So this is the string. And here value is not a member of string. Sorry. I think again it is not converting because it is not string, but it is a collection, right? So in this winner count, what happening is the string and the int. So if I choose only string, it is not working. So I choose string comma int 32. But still it is having some problem.
So it says values.
That value greater than 1. Or is it values? No, it's capital. Okay, let me change this name. Let's do team dot value. Okay, for some reason it is not working. If this works, winners.key and winners.value. Integer comma string. Oh, sorry. It's team.value, right? Because I choose team here. Team.key and team.value. It's quite complex. It's not working. Values is winner count. So it doesn't make sense. Winner count. First it is the winner count. And then I code winner.value. So here I put it as team dot value greater than 1. Yeah.
So the team dot values, what is that, a string or what?
So the team is the string, and the count is the integer. So for some reason it is not working. So usually how it works is that I give string dot format, and within the key I put some 0 here with victory winner. So here the team dot key. Something is wrong. So what I do, I delete this and see if this part is working.
I think the apostrophe is missing in the 0, near 0.
Really? Okay. So let us see if this is working. So, okay. So it working up to this. So if I see the winner count, so you can see this West Indies 2 and India 1 so far. And the winners, yes, this is already existing. So only for greater than 1, I think, yeah, it is adding here. But I'm not able to take the winner count. So I'll leave it to you to display the rest of the things. So this is one way that we add to the dictionary. So yeah, maybe just we try to take from the dictionary. Okay, I think the one I'm choosing is incorrect, I think. So let me give a final try. If not, I'll leave it to you. So here, yeah, let it be item, and this is the winner count, right? So each item in winner count. So I need to choose this as the collections dot generic string comma int 32. So this is the one thing I am just worried. I think this is the one place I'm making the mistake. So what it should be essentially is, I just wanted key value pair. So let me search for key value. And yeah, so I get a key value pair. Yeah, sorry. So I think, yeah, I will give this one as well, because it should be a string and the other should be a number. Then click on OK. Right. So for each item in winner count, now I put a value like if statement. And this item, right? So item dot value. So this item is not clear. So we put team, and condition is team dot value. Team dot value is greater than 1, because I'm not getting the value last time. So it was values. I was looking for value. So the argument is the one. So I write right line.
So when we use dictionaries, we need to specify the correct.
Yeah, so mainly in the for each statement. So this is very important what we choose here. So even though the dictionary was something more appropriate, but still it did not give all the methods. So that is the reason now I search for a key value pair and add it. So here I have the format. So yeah, instead of the winner, I give team dot key and team dot value. The else part, so I copy the same. So this is like more victories. If it is greater than 1, it is more victories. And this is 1 victory. If it is 1 victory, it comes here. because greater than 1 is in the left hand side. So here, this is team dot give something one. Yeah, so it is correct. 0 with 1 victory. Yeah, more victories. Yeah, that's correct. So now I run. Just coming again and again. I think I need to play around with the loops to make it work correctly. Australia. Yeah, it's simply adding up. So just to check the loop. So the message box, I put it in a wrong place because every time it is listed. So you can display at last also. So that you come to know when you are learning about the control flows. So you know where to place and where not to place the message boxes.
Rajneesh, how can we double check this data?
Okay, that's a good question. So you can you have the dictionary data already. So from here, we know the answer actually.
Yeah, but it is giving a lot of messages, right? That's why I'm asking.
Okay. Just keep on going. Let it come to an end, and we see. So I take one or two data and see if that is there. Okay, so the program has come to an end. So if you see here, so from the bottom you see England 1 and India 2 and Australia 5. So if I go to that notepad, yeah, so you can see Australia 5 times and England 1 time. So that is how we manually verify.
Okay, finally, it would be manual.
Yeah, we need to verify at least 1 time.
Yeah.
But yeah, having said that, you can also query it. If, for example, when you know the count, you can like have some condition and say if the Australia count is less than or equal to 5, then it is success criteria.
Okay.
And also you are having the a lot of other method as well, right? Like exist in the collection dot exist. You can use that. So within that also you can explore other methods to verify.
Yep.
Yeah. So don't think that even I am struggling to do this. So how you are going to learn? So this is just this is one example, but it's quite advanced actually. So maybe your project will something look like this. A certain scenario will take you half a day or 1 day to complete. So I'm just implementing that in 10 or 15 minutes in an example. So don't expect that similar things will come in an examination. But what they will do is like they give this kind of a snapshot. So for each winner in winner values, they do this and give you the answer. They give you the dictionary variable and they ask if they execute this, how many times, like Australia 5 times. So they give the answer, you will be selecting the answer. So you are not going to do the same thing. So instead you will be given with options. So maybe you will be asked about the for each statement, what would be the type argument here. So I was struggling somewhere here, right? The for each. So they give these two options, dictionary string and this, and generic dot key value pair. So the key value pair is the answer in the type argument. So this is more appropriate. In some cases, you can just check and ignore. If there is some other irrelevant data type, you can ignore those wrong answers. So this is how it works. So we come to an end of the data manipulation now. So now we'll move on to the next topic, which is control flows. So control flows are really easy one. So the robots get more power. So when using control flows, right? So here you will be learning about the if statements, loops, and switch. So I need to show it in the again. So we have used by knowingly or unknowingly, like we have used all the type of control flows here. For example, the for each. Also, we have used if statement. So these are all belongs to the control flows. You'll be using if most of the times. And the other thing I told was loops, right? The while loop. Yeah, so something will be asked in the while loop. There will be questions you can expect. So I create exploring control flows. So here I type control flows. In the workflow, you can see controls. You have break, continue, do while, for each, multiple assign, retry, scope, and while. But the most important are do while and while. So you will be executing the sequence first and then checking the condition in the do while. Whereas in while, you will be checking the condition first and then you execute the statement. So that is the only difference. So you can expect this similar kind of questions. So what is the difference between do while and while, or how do while operate separately? They give an example and give you the answers and you will be choosing that, or in the while they will be giving you an example and will be showing the answers and you need to select that. So let me think of any examples if I can do something. Sorry again. So I usually forget this. So please feel free to unmute and tell if you need something like zooming this, because I'm not reading the chat messages. So first, this is one just a program just to check your shirt size. So if the shirt size is greater than or 40, so I say this shirt size is large, and I check it and I give the user a chance of 5 times. So if it is less than 40, or if the number of tries is less than or equal to 5, then he will be given one more chance to try. So let me give the activity input dialog and just ask him shirt size, input label, what's the size of your shirt. Right, so there is one question and the input type is text box. The value entered, I'm going to capture in the type int. So the variable, I'm going to change it to integer. Right, so next I write if the size, which is this size, is greater than or equal to 40, right? If it is greater than or equal to 40, then I give a message box. Then I give a message box saying your shirt size large. And if it is less than that, I'm not going to do anything. Now I create a variable called index, which is an integer, and I give index +1. So initially it will be 0, and once he tried the first time, the index will be 1, and second time it will be 2, right? So it will be trying up to some time. I want him to try 5 times and then end. So what I'm going to do, wait, this is size greater. Okay, the size is also integer. Right. So now we know how to do a loop, right? So we initially we try in a while, do while, because I want to check the conditions first. So first it asks for a input dialog, right, within a loop. So first it gives an input dialog and it checks the condition. So it checks if the size is greater than 40, and if it is, it increase the index, and until the condition is, so I want the size, like shirt size, which is the size of the shirt, is less than 40 and the index value is less than 5. So if he did not try for 5 times, so first time it will just execute and see if the size is less than 40 and the index is less than 5. So it will give some chances. But if it is 40, then immediately it will come to an end. Right, so I execute this. So when I execute, you will understand this, what I'm trying to explain. So first it is asking the size of the shirt. So I give some 24 or something, so which does not satisfy the condition. So again, it asks what's the size of your shirt. So it gives me until the condition is satisfied. So for 5 times, so I mentioned it as 5. So now I give some 30. So still it is not satisfied. It gives me once again. Now I give 20. No, it gives me once again. So it keeps on going up to the index. Now I give something 41 something. So then it accepts. Then it says the message box, your size, shirt size is large. So yeah, so this is how a loop works. And you know how if condition also work. Within that we can put if condition as well. I did a do while. So you can do a while statement. So while is easy. So for a, you can count 10 numbers or count any dates or anything. So you can use the while loop. A while loop I give it for your assignment, and you already have used if, so you try to use if and whatever different conditions you can use, just to try to use that. So that's it about the control flow. So you have used how to use control flows, learned how to use if else, you know, for each I have used in the dictionary example. And switch I give it to you to explore as an assignment as well, because in switch statement, so it depends on the condition, you can choose, you can take a decision based on each condition. So I leave it up to you to explore. So that's it from today's class. So anybody have any questions so far? You can turn on your videos if you would like to. So
Do we have a list, I mean, like, or a number of questions that can come from this topic?
yeah, so the number of questions, so I ask all of you to prepare in this topic some basic questions so we can share. But from top of my mind, what I can think of is, like, they will ask difference between two variables, which is string and integer, and they give some numbers or input text and ask you what type of variable you use to manipulate those values. So if it is numbers, you tell integer. If it is text, you tell string. And they ask, how do you convert this variable, a number in a string variable? So how do you convert into integer? So you give convert dot to integer or the number dot to convert. So that kind of things. So you can explore that area as well. So converting from one variable type to another variable type. Also, they give a date variable and say you need to change the date into a specific format, the date, month, and year. So those kind of questions will be asked. So you need to be very specific. You need to understand the syntax of each of these variables. So you will easily identify the wrong answers. Then you can ensure that you are choosing the correct answer. So be thorough with the syntax of the convert from integer to some other variable, or conversion within the date variables. So those kind of questions can be expected. And they ask, what is the advantages of using one variable than another? So you can Google around these topics as well. So advantages of using list over a string is like a string you can use only certain type, or a string of array of string, right? Array over advantages of list over array is, in array you can it is a fixed weight, or you can handle only one type of variable, whereas in the list you can handle multiple type of variables. So that is another thing. Similarly, in collections, they can ask what is the advantages. You can tell about the key value pair. Using key, you can extract the value, and it is quite unique. It handles unique value. So all those advantages, what you can find in the dictionary. And dictionary can have multiple the data types as well. A dictionary of dictionary is possible. A dictionary of list is possible. A dictionary of string is possible. So all these kind of things are possible. So certainly it has its own advantages. So you need to go through what are the advantages and disadvantages of one variable over another variable. So if you can find those, yeah, you can expect some questions there as well. Yeah, so this is pretty much it. Whatever we saw, the loops coupled with the data manipulation. So you can do a lot of things around this. All the basic RPA developers, the entry level RPA developer with this topic can survive in the market, because they can do a sort of operations, a list of operations using all these things. Certainly they'll be able to create sequences and flow charts and all these things. So you'll be able to create a workflow with this. So that is how it works. I thought of even taking more example, but I was quite stuck between a few examples, so I don't get enough time to complete. But if you're ready to stay, I can take you through 1 or 2 examples, but it's up to you.
We are fine, Rajneesh. And if possible, just share the example so that we can also try later on.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. I'll be sharing this today's class, whatever I have taken, to your email to the participants who has attended. Sorry, last week I did not take. I hope everybody is here now. So I take a screenshot of what is here.
Can you share this to mail actually so that we can directly launch in the UI part and we can add it? Because
last week I shared to everybody, but going forward I will not be sharing to everyone. So those who attend, so since it's a free class, like a lot of people take advantage and they are not attending it. So it's not good. Yeah, but thanks to you people who have taken great efforts to attend this program.
Rajesh, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Recently, we got a new release of 2021.10,
Okay.
where a few new activities were added, like else if activity.
Yeah.
Whether there will be questions related to that?
No. So you need to check the syllabus, what it is. So I think based on the syllabus, so they give the previous version only, not the latest version. So yeah, you can't expect those kind of questions.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Harry. Any questions from anyone else? You want the example or not, let me know. So we'll see you all next week. Okay, be nice. All right, so we can go through more examples in the upcoming weeks. Thank you everyone for attending this session. I'll be sharing the link. Yeah, stay motivated and stay positive and keep take one step ahead a day so you can reach there.
Can you send me
Thanks, Rajneesh. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Rajneesh.
you. Thank you all.